Hey guys, what's going on? Steve Greg here with the Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu. Today in Form and Function, we're going to be going over Tong Bei Quan Part 2. Hey guys, what's going on? Steve Greg here with the Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu School. So today, Form and Function, we're going to be going over Tong Bei Quan Part 2. So there's another part in the form that we're going to be going over. As we go over it, I'm going to be showing you the form, how it moves. I'm going to be showing you verbatim of what the techniques are. And then we're going to break it down a little bit, and we're going to go more into the modernizing or bridging that gap between form and function, right? Because it's really important. One thing though I do want to say out there, guys, I appreciate all the comments. Definitely leave, if you guys have questions, leave comments. And also, just not for me, but for everybody who's been training and everybody that gives information all the time, remember where you get it from, guys. And that's the best piece of advice I can give you, is just remember where you get it from.
You won't remember me.
And always appreciate that. So for me, I always appreciate the knowledge that I learn, and I always give credit where credit's due. So if you're an instructor, or you own a school, you're an instructor, or you're training, and you're putting up videos and just say you're doing the same technique that you've learned from a different video, just remember to give that person credit. It's really important, and it builds good karma. Here we go. We're gonna start with the Tong Bei Part 2. So this is gonna be part where you're in cat stance position, and it's a double palm. And then from here, it's a grab. And then from here, it grabs again and strikes. We step in with a forward cannon fist, and then we apply the next position, which is pretty much an arm bar. And that's the part that we're gonna be going over. So the speed of the form from here is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'll do it from this side. So from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Verbatim of the form, when we're breaking down the form teaches me that my opponent's not gonna be on the same side. So he has his lead leg forward, I have my lead leg forward, and he throws the punch, and I settle into my double block. So as I settle into my double block, I grab, I pluck. So I go 1, pluck, 2, he can't go anywhere. I've stopped the motion from happening. From here, he throws that hand, and I drop down and I strike right on the top of the knee. And that's why we drop down into our cat. The next position is that strike. So from here, I step in, and I'm striking here to the shoulder or to the head. From this position, it's a cannon fist. So as I throw the cannon fist, he either blocks it and steps back, slides back a little bit, and then he goes to throw the other hand, and he goes to throw the hand, and I grab, and I apply the arm bar. And we'll do it this way, so you guys can see it as well. So I'm here, a foot distance, and I go 1, 2, he throws the other hand, 3, he throws the other hand, 4, I come in 5, he pulls back, and then here, 6. So as we're going through it, that is, and we'll go through it a little quicker, but that is verbatim Tong Bei Quan. Now, it changes, and as the forms change, they become a little bit more flowery. But the roots of Tong Bei Quan is very martial, and you have to really break it down and understand that martial intent. Really important. So, obviously, a double block like this is a very old-fashioned double block, and the problem is that you're taking 2 hands to do the work of 1 hand, obviously, right? But it's a traditional movement, and that's why we're applying it the way we're doing it. So as we're going through this, again, my opponent throws the lead, so that's why we go into cat stance. And if you guys watch all the videos that I have prior, you'll see this cat stance is a good stance as a transitional movement in the, moving on a 45 out of the way, moving away straight, moving on a 45, moving in a circular pattern, whatever it is, it's a good transition stance. So it's here, and then I grab immediately and punch. And as I punch, he goes to throw, and I drop low, and I drop right down on that thigh here. From this position, I turn. So I go here, 1, 2, and then 3, he might move back and then throws again and comes in. So we'll do this a little quicker so you guys can see you guys can understand that it wasn't Shaw Brothers fighting. That whole Shaw Brothers, you know, Peking opera style movies in the 70s and the 80s, early 80s, that's all movie magic, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, one more time. So step back here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You okay? Good. Other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you look at it, you can see him reaching. So if you bring the camera in closer, the camera. So as he comes, as from this position here, I'm gonna grab and throw. I'm in a good reach position. From here, I just sink my weight and it's a straight punch down. From here, I step through and then cannon and then come back in again. All right, so guys, I was talking earlier about rhythm. Everything is rhythm. Throwing punches here is a rhythm. But what I'm talking about when I say rhythm is movie rhythm, where it's Peking opera style, where everything is so rhythmed out that it's enjoyable to watch, and it's 1 motion, 2 motions, 3 motions, 4 motions, and that's not what we're doing here. When I talk about rhythm, that's what I'm talking about. Everything has a good rhythm, whether you're fighting, you're sweeping, whatever you're doing. You need a rhythm in order to make things work. But what I'm talking about here is the sheer force of me punching here, and the minute I'm here, I'm striking, and then he's striking again, so it's not so 1, 2, 3, 4. He's throwing a drill. So the minute I'm here, I'm moving here, and he's gonna throw again, and I'm gonna come in. So it's a really, and this is a form that's old. So I want you guys to understand that once you understand the form, you guys need to break the form down and really put it to use. It's really important. I can't stress that enough. From guard stance position in modern, I'm not gonna go here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, and I'm gonna hit, and he's gonna have to bring that arm back. He's gonna have to bring that arm back to block the drill. And that's what I want. I'm gonna go 1, 2 here, he's gonna bring it back. So, sorry. 1, 2 here. So when he throws, I block out. 1, 2, and I go to throw. So I can go 1, 2 here, or 1, 2 here. When he throws the other hand, I'm gonna sink down and strike low, right? Boxing stays up high from the waist up. We're Kung Fu stylists. So I'm gonna use that punch to strike low and hit the inside of the thigh or hit the top of the thigh. So he goes here, I'm gonna hit the top of that thigh. From this position, I'm gonna come right in. So am I gonna come here, or am I gonna come straight here to the under part of the body? And that's what I might do. I might come here and then sweep the leg out and bring my opponent down. So, nice and slow again, it's 1, 2. The minute he throws, 3, 4, and I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna block with my middle block, and I'm gonna invert and then slide over and bring my opponent down. So good? So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5, and bring them down to the floor. Now, if you notice, I'm trying to stick to the form. So there's a million things that we can do here, but I'm trying to stick to the form as much as I can. So that's my here. Now I come across here and throw, he's gonna block that. So I come down and come in here and then sweep the leg out. Okay? So it might be a little tighter, but with all that technique, you'll see how it's all here, 1 here, sweep, bring them down to the floor, and yes, lock right back up again. So, let's do that one more time. So you good? Wow, nuts. You just wanna hurt. Good, all right. So the biggest thing that you guys can take away from what we've done today in Tong Bei Quan is to understand that there's so much good material in the roots of our form. We just have to really express it. We have to rip it apart, and we have to understand what we're doing. We have to understand that a block is a block and a grab and a punch, and we're not just doing this in the form, right? Some people go like this, and then they just do this, and then they do this, and you're missing the blocks. You're missing the grabs. So for us, when we do the forms, I always make sure that there's these grabs and these blocks when we're doing a double block here, this hand comes out to grab to pluck, right? So that we understand, even if he did throw and I decided to do this and throw here like this, now he'd have to come over the other way. And so you can take the form and really make it your own. There's a million different translations to this, but you have to practice it, pressure test it, and make it work. You've got to see the functionality in your form and then bridge that gap and make it form and function. Every form, even the ones that are really obscure, you know, because we have obscure forms, obscure things that we do in the form. There's form and function to everything. You just have to really rip it apart. The person who created the form was trying to teach you something, was trying to give you an idea of how to figure out or how to utilize that system or that form or that type of fighting in the system and try to translate that and how do we make it work. And unfortunately, some of these forms are 500 years old, 1,000 years old, 1,500 years old, 300 years old, 400 years old. They're old forms. And the person is not here to tell you, and it didn't come with a manual and description of what the self-defense was. It was forms, and the forms were depicted that way. And the teachers, from teacher to disciple, taught the material that way. But it's up to us to break it down. And if your teacher didn't do that, it's up to you as a teacher to break down your own system and realize how good it is, right? My teacher always says, my Sifu always says that, you know, it's not the system that makes the student great. It's the student that makes the system great. And I say that you can't blame the system if the system doesn't work. It just means that you suck and you need to go back to the drawing board and fix it. So keep that in mind. And again, guys, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the family. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving all these great comments. Thank you everybody for leaving logical comments. I really appreciate it. It makes my job easier. Hey guys, what's going on? If you're enjoying the video that you're watching right this moment, check out the Patreon. The Patreon has videos just like this on YouTube, but there's no commercials. They're extended, uncut versions, and you guys are gonna absolutely love it. We'll see you on Patreon. We do have merch. We have some shirts that we're gonna be putting up on the website as well as Patreon, so it'll all be coming up, guys. We're just trying to get material out to you guys so that you guys can stay abreast of what we're doing as far as the martial arts and keep the channel thriving and keep it strong. Remember, share as much as you possibly can, guys. Share, like, click the bell. Definitely get notified every time that we put up a video. And again, I'm so happy that you stopped by, you watched it all the way to the end. And remember, guys, train, don't complain. And we'll see you next week.